Hello friends, welcome to this journey into the world of chemistry. In this chapter, we will learn about mixtures, solutions, colloids, suspensions, and different ways substances can be separated. Many materials around us are mixtures, and understanding them help us explain many everyday phenomena. Let us begin our exploration of mixtures. Everything around us that occupies space and has mass is called matter. The air we breathe, the water we drink, the food we eat, and even our own bodies are made up of matter. Metal exists in three common states: liquid, solids, and gases. All substances in the universe are made up of tiny particles of matter. Matter can be broadly classified into two main categories: pure substances and mixtures. Pure substances contain only one type of particle and have fixed composition. Mixtures contain two or more substances physically combined together. Understanding this classification helps us understand the properties of different materials. A mixture is formed when two or more substances are physically combined without any chemical reaction. In a mixture, each component retains its original properties. Examples include air, tea, soil, fruit salad, and salt water. Mixtures can be separated using physical methods because their components are not chemically bound. Mixtures have several important characteristics. Their composition can vary, meaning the amount of each component is not fixed. The substances in a mixture contain their original properties. Mixtures can be separated by physical methods, and they may appear uniform or non-uniform depending on how the components are distributed. Mixtures are mainly divided into two types: homogeneous mixtures and heterogeneous mixtures. Homogeneous mixtures have uniform composition throughout, while heterogeneous mixtures has a non-uniform composition. In a homogeneous mixtures, particles are distributed uniformly. If we observe the mixture at different locations, we will find the same composition everywhere. A homogeneous mixture has the same composition throughout the entire mixture. The different components cannot be distinguished easily. Examples include salt, dissolved in water, sugar solution, vinegar, and air. These mixtures appear as a single phase because the substances are distributed evenly. In a heterogeneous mixture, particles are evenly distributed. Some regions may contain more of one component than another. This uniform arrangement allows us to distinguish the different substances present in the mixture. It is one of the key features that separates heterogeneous mixture from homogeneous mixture. A heterogeneous mixture has a non-uniform composition. Different components can be often seen separately. Examples include sand and water, oil and water, soil, and fruit salad. Before moving to solutions, let us compare homogeneous and heterogeneous mixtures. A homogeneous mixture has a uniform composition throughout, meaning every part of the mixture is same. In contrast, a heterogeneous mixture has a non-uniform composition where different components can be seen separately. Salt water is a homogeneous mixture, while sand and water is a heterogeneous. One of the most important types of homogeneous mixture is a solution. A solution is formed when one substance dissolves completely in another substance. The particles of the dissolved substance become evenly distributed throughout the mixture. Because of this uniform distribution, a solution appears as a single substance. Every solution has two main components: the solute and the solvent. The solute is the substance that gets dissolved, while the solvent is the substance that dissolves the solute. When these two combine uniformly, they form a solution. Understanding these concepts help us understand how solutions are formed. A solute is a substance that dissolves in a solvent. It is usually present in a smaller amount compared to the solvent. Common examples of solute include salt dissolved in water, sugar dissolved in tea, and carbon dioxide dissolved in soft drinks. The solute particles spread evenly throughout the solvent during the process. A solvent is the substance that dissolves the solute. It is usually present in a larger amount. Water is known as a universal solvent because it can dissolve many different substances. When a solute is added to a solvent, the solvent particles surround the solute particles and gradually separate them. These particles then spread evenly throughout the solvent. As a result, the uniform mixture is formed. This process is known as dissolution and is responsible for the formation of solutions that we. Solutions can be found all around us. Salt water is a solution in which salt is the solute and the water is the solvent. Sugar solution, vinegar, soft drinks, and air are also examples of solutions. These examples show that solutions can exist in different forms and are an important part of our daily lives. Solutions have several unique properties. They are homogeneous mixtures with a uniform composition. The solute particles are extremely small and cannot be seen with the naked eyes. These particles do not settle at the bottom of the container and cannot be separated by ordinary filtration. Solutions play a vital role in everyday life. Medicines are often prepared as solutions to help the body absorb them easily. Soft drinks, tea, coffee, and fruit juices are common examples of solution. In industries and laboratories, solutions are used in chemical reactions, manufacturing processes, and scientific researches. Understanding solutions help us understand many natural and industrial processes around. The particles present in the two solutions are extremely small, usually less than 1 nanometer in size. Because of their tiny size, they remain evenly distributed throughout the solution and cannot be seen under ordinary microscope. This small particle size is one of the key reasons why solutions remain stable and transparent. Solubility is the maximum amount of a solute that can dissolve in the given amount of solvent at a specific temperature. Different substances have different solubilities. For example, sugar is highly soluble in water, while sand is practically insoluble. Solubility helps us understand how substances mix and form solutions. When a solute is added to a solvent, the solvent particles attract and surround the solute particles. Gradually, the solute particles separate and spread evenly throughout the solvent. This process continues until the solute is completely dissolved or until the solution reaches its maximum capacity to dissolve more solute. Pressure mainly affects the solubility of gases in liquids. As pressure increases, more gas can dissolve in a liquid. Soft drink bottles contain carbon dioxide gas dissolved under high pressure. When the bottle is opened, the pressure decreases and the gas escapes as temperature greatly affects the solubility of many substances. In most liquid-solid solutions, increasing the temperature increases the solubility. For example, sugar dissolves more faster and in greater quantities in hot water than in cold water. Higher temperature increases the movement of particles, allowing faster. The nature of the solute and solvent also affects solubility. A common rule is like dissolves like. Polar substances generally dissolve in polar solvents, while non-polar substances dissolve in non-polar solvents. This is why salt dissolves in water, but oil does not dissolve in water. Solubility plays an important role in daily life. Sugar dissolves in tea, medicine dissolves in body fluids, oxygen dissolves in water for aquatic life, and carbon dioxide dissolves in soft drinks. Understanding solubility helps us explain many natural. An unsaturated solution contains less solute than the maximum amount of solute it can dissolve. This means more solute can still be added and dissolved without forming any residue. Unsaturated solutions are commonly seen during the early stages of preparing a saturated solution contains the maximum amount of solute that it can dissolve at a specific temperature. If additional solute is added, it remains undissolved and settles at the bottom. The solution has reached its dissolving limit and cannot dissolve any more solute under. A supersaturated solution contains more dissolved solute than a saturated solution. Such solutions are usually prepared by heating a saturated solution and then carefully cooling it. Supersaturated solutions are unstable and may suddenly form crystals if disturbed. When a saturated or supersaturated solution loses solvent through evaporation or cooling, dissolved particles begin to arrange themselves into a regular pattern. This process forms crystals. Crystal formation is widely used in the purification of substances such as salt, sugar, and unsaturated, saturated, and supersaturated solutions differ in the amount of dissolved solute they contain. An unsaturated solution can dissolve more solute. A saturated solution that is leached is limit of dissolving solute, and a supersaturated solution contains more solute than normally possible. Understanding these differences is important in chemistry. The concentration of a solution tells us how much solute is present in a given amount of solvent or solution. Concentration helps chemists compare solutions and understand their properties. Solutions can be classified as dilute or concentrated depending on the amount of the solute dissolved. A concentrated solution contains a larger amount of dissolved solute. Such solutions have a higher concentration and stronger properties compared to dilute solution. Examples include concentrated sugar syrup and strong salt solutions used in certain industrial purposes. A dilute solution contains a relatively small amount of solute compared to the amount of solvent. Even though the solute is completely dissolved, its concentration remains low. Examples include lightly sweetened tea or a weak salt. The difference between dilute and concentrated solution lies in the amount of dissolved solute. A dilute solution contains fewer solute particles, while a concentrated solution contains many more. Both may appear similar, but their properties and effects can be significantly. A colloid is a special type of mixture in which any particles are evenly dispersed throughout another substance. These particles are larger than those in a true solution but smaller than in a suspension. Milk, fog, smoke, and jelly are common. Colloids have several unique characteristics. Their particles remain dispersed and do not settle down under normal conditions. They appear homogeneous to the naked eyes but are actually heterogeneous at the microscopic level. Colloidal particles are also capable of scattering light. They do not settle down or they do not mix because their particles have charges, so they repel each other and form a zigzag movement. Colloids can be classified into different types based on their phases. These include sols, gels, emulsions, aerogels, and foams. Each type has unique properties and examples. Paint is a sol, jelly is a gel, milk is an emulsion, and fog is an. Many substances around us are colloids. Milk contains tiny fat droplets dispersed in water. Fog consists of tiny water droplets suspended in the air. Smoke contains solid particles dispersed in gases. Butter, cream, paint, blood, and shaving foam are also common examples of colloidal. The particles in the colloid are intermediate in size, larger than solution particles but smaller than suspension particles. Because of their size, colloidal particles remain suspended and do not settle easily. Their unique particle structure give colloid many useful properties and applications. One of the most important properties of colloid is the Tyndall Effect. The Tyndall Effect is the scattering of light by colloidal particles. When a beam of light passes through a colloid, the path of light becomes visible because the colloidal particles scatter the light in different directions. This effect helps us distinguish a colloid from a true solution. We observe the Tyndall effect in many situations around us. Sunlight entering a dusty room appears as visible beams. Car headlights become clearly visible in fogs. A torchlight beam can be seen passing through smoke. These examples occur because tiny particles scatter the light and make. Another important property of colloids is Brownian motion. Brownian motion is the continuous random movement of colloidal particles in a fluid. This movement occurs because the particles are constantly bombarded by surrounding molecules. Brownian motion helps us prevent colloidal particles from settling down and keeps their color stable. At the microscopic level, molecules of the surrounding medium are always moving. These moving molecules collide with colloidal particles from all directions. Since the collisions are unequal, the particles move randomly in a zigzag pattern. This continuous motion is known as Brownian motion. A suspension is a heterogeneous mixture in which solid particles are dispersed in a liquid but large enough to be seen with naked eyes. Unlike solutions in colloids, suspension particles do not remain evenly distributed. Over time, these particles settle down due to gravity. Suspensions have several distinctive characteristics. Their particles are large and clearly visible. They are unstable mixtures because the particles settle down when left undisturbed. Suspensions can be separated by filtration and they scatter light strongly. Muddy water is one of the most common examples of suspension. There are many examples of suspension in daily life. Muddy water contains soil particles suspended in water. Chalk powder mixed with water forms a suspension. Flour mixed with water and paint are also examples. In all these cases, the particles are large enough to settle down after. Let us compare solutions, colloids, and suspensions. In a solution, particles are extremely small and cannot be seen. In a colloid, particles are intermediate in size and remain dispersed. In a suspension, particles are large and visible. Solutions are stable, colloids are relatively stable, while suspensions are unstable and settle down. The world around us is full of mixtures. From the air we breathe to the food we eat, understanding mixtures and their separation help us explain many natural phenomena and industrial processes. Chemistry allows us to see the hidden science behind everyday life. Thank you for watching this video. I hope this lesson helped you understand the concept of mixture, solution, colloid, suspension, and their separation more clearly. If you enjoyed this video, please support the channel by liking, sharing, and subscribing to Decode Grade 9. Keep learning, keep exploring, and keep discovering. See you in the next lesson. Thank you.